They forgot me, buried me in the silence, like I never existed, like I was never worth remembering. They watched, they waited, they forgot, and in that quiet, I learned the truth. The world doesn't break you with thunder. It breaks you with silence. It watches you drown in the dark and says nothing. Not a whisper, not a hand, just stillness. Cruel, cold, clean. I begged for nothing, but still, they gave me less. A glance that looked through me, a laugh when I reached out, a door that never opened again. They called it strength to smile through suffering, but smiling didn't save me. Smiling didn't stop the bleeding. I was alone, not just without them, without myself. I looked in the mirror and saw a ghost, eyes hollowed by trust, skin cracked by hope, a shell waiting to collapse. They watched, they waited, they forgot, and I remembered. I remembered every hand that let go, every voice that went silent, every promise they swore, then swallowed. They swore I mattered until I didn't. Do you know what silence sounds like? When it lasts too long, it becomes a scream, not loud, not sharp, but slow, tearing, heavy. It crawls into your bones and whispers lies. You deserve this. You are nothing. No one is coming. And I listened. I listened until those lies became lullabies, until the silence became a home I never wanted, but never left, until the emptiness became comfort and pain became familiar. They said I was weak, too soft, too kind, too naive. They said the world wasn't made for people like me, and they were right, but not in the way they thought, because weakness was never my curse. It was my beginning. It was the seed they planted in the dirt, the same dirt they buried me in. And seeds don't die in the dark. They grow. They watched. They waited. They forgot. But I didn't. I remembered the silence. I remembered how it felt to be nothing, to be overlooked, unseen, unheard. And I promised myself, never again. They thought they left me behind, thought they'd broken me so quietly I wouldn't notice. But I noticed. I noticed everything. Their silence became my storm. Their absence became my weapon. And every breath I take now is a reminder that I survived what they never could have. They created something they don't understand, a soul tempered in silence, a heart fed by abandonment, a mind sharpened by solitude. They watched, they waited, they forgot, but I became something they'll never forget. They think pain kills. It doesn't. It refines. I learned that the night everything I loved turned to ash, when loyalty meant nothing, when truth became poison, when the hands I trusted were the first to push me into the fire. They didn't kill me. They burned the weakness off my bones. Every lie they told became smoke. Every betrayal became flame. And in that inferno, I didn't die. I changed. I remember their faces, the ones who swore they'd stay, the ones who smiled when I fell, the ones who watched me crawl, begging for air, and whispered, "You deserve this." You never forget that kind of laughter, the laughter of people who enjoy your suffering. It brands itself into your skull, and every time you close your eyes, you hear it again. But pain has a strange way of teaching. At first, it cripples you, then it sculpts you, until the version of you that begged no longer exists. I used to believe in people. I believed in their goodness. in their promises, in their light. But light blinks. It hides the monsters wearing halos. So I stopped looking for angels and learned to love the fire instead. The fire didn't lie to me. It showed me exactly what I was: fragile, bleeding, desperate. But it also showed me what I could become: untouchable, unbreakable, reborn. They called it madness. They called it evil. But they forget. Fire doesn't choose sides. It simply consumes. And when it consumed me, I didn't scream. I watched. I listened. I let it devour everything soft left in me. The man I was burned that night. The one who forgave. The one who believed. The one who waited for kindness to come back. He's gone. All that remains is the sound of burning wood and the echo of a promise I made to myself: never again. They think betrayal ends a story. But for me, it was the first chapter, because pain is a teacher, and I was its favorite student. Do you know what it feels like to be betrayed by everyone you die for? It's like standing in a room full of faces you love, while every single one of them lights a match, and you keep telling yourself, they won't drop it. They wouldn't. They couldn't. But they do, one by one, until the world is glowing red and your faith is ash. And when it's over, you're left there, alone, scarred, unrecognizable. You smell of smoke and loss. You taste bitterness in every breath. But beneath it all, there's something else, something new, something dangerous: power. Because fire destroys, yes, but it also creates. It clears the rot. It purifies the weak. And what rises from it is no longer the same. So when they say, "You've changed," I smile, because they're right. I'm not the same soul who trusted. I'm not the same fool who forgave. I'm the consequence. The answer to every cruelty they thought would go unanswered. They wanted to see me fall. They wanted to see me crawl. And I did. But while they celebrated, I was learning how to stand in the fire without burning, learning how to turn agony into armor, learning that monsters are made never born. So yes, they burned me alive, but the fire didn't end me. It forged me. It hardened me. It showed me that survival isn't pretty. It's violent. It's painful. It's lonely. But it's mine. Let them laugh now. Let them mock the ashes. Because when I rise again, they'll see what they created. Not a man. Not a victim. A warning. They didn't kill me. They burned the weakness off my bones. And in doing so, they made the one thing they can never destroy: me. I gave them a chance. All of them. I gave them time to understand, time to change, time to look me in the eye and say, "We were wrong." But they never did. They laughed. They pointed at the cracks in me and called them weakness. They watched me rebuild and waited for me to collapse. They called me delusional for believing in healing. And when I reached out with open hands, they crushed them. I waited. I warned. I watched. I rose from the ashes, thinking maybe there was still something worth saving. Some part of this world that wasn't rotten. Some part of them that still remembered what it meant to feel. But they only saw opportunity to strike again, to take again, to test how far they could push me before I broke for good. They wanted a villain. So I stopped pretending to be the hero. You see, forgiveness is a beautiful lie. It sounds noble. It sounds righteous. But it's just another leash they wrap around your throat so they can hurt you again and call it your choice. Mercy? Mercy is a trick, a deal with a world that never keeps its promises. I gave them mercy more than once, and they bled me for it again and again and again until I realized I wasn't healing. I was rotting, slowly, quietly, dying by degrees in the name of grace. So I stopped waiting, stopped warning, stopped watching. Now I act, not with rage, not with chaos, but with clarity, cold, focused, final, because I understand now. They don't listen to kindness. They don't respond to compassion. They only understand consequence. They built this version of me, crafted me with every lie, every scar, every silence. And when I finally stopped trying to be what they wanted, that's when I became everything they feared. I used to look for the good in people. Now, I just look for the exit. And if there isn't one, I make one through whatever stands in my way. No more, please. No more second chances. No more peace. I gave them a chance. They used it to spit in my face. Now they'll use their last breath to beg for mine. Let them call me cruel. Let them call me heartless. It means they're finally paying attention. I am not their scapegoat, not their experiment, not their entertainment. I am what happens when mercy dies. I am what grows in the soil of betrayal. I am what they made, and now what they can't unmake. I waited, I warned, I watched, but not anymore. Now I answer, now I rise, now I repay. There was a moment when I looked into the mirror and didn't recognize what stared back. The eyes were mine, but hollow, the skin familiar, but pale, like something drained, like something already gone. It was me, and it wasn't. It was what was left. The reflection didn't flinch, didn't blink, didn't care. And that was the first time I realized I was alone, not just without them, without me, the me I used to be, the one who believed, the one who hoped, the one who thought love could fix things. He was already dead. He just hadn't stopped breathing yet. I tried to hold on to the pieces, to the fragments, to the fading outlines of who I was. But memory is a cruel companion. It reminds you of the light right before it fades. And when the mirror cracked, so did I. No shatter, no scream, just a slow, inevitable split. One line, then two, then all at once, fractured beyond repair. I reached for myself and touched something cold. Not a soul, not a man, just purpose, just clarity. They say identity is sacred, that we should know who we are. But what they don't tell you is what to do when who you are isn't enough, when kindness fails, when love dies, when patience breaks. What then? What do you hold on to when your hands are covered in dust and your past is nothing but smoke? You let go. You stop pretending. You stop bleeding for people who bring knives instead of answers. You kill the part of you that begged for rescue, and you bury it deep, so deep it never dares to rise again, because no one is coming, no savior, no light, no justice, only the silence and the reflection. That version of me, the one who cared, is gone, and in his place stands something they never expected. something they'd built but never understood, something quiet, something precise, something pure. The mirror cracked, and in its place, I saw something else, something pure, not good, not kind, not broken, just pure, pure resolve, pure will, pure purpose, no fear, no hesitation, no mercy. And for the first time in my life, I didn't hate what I saw. I didn't flinch. I didn't look away, because that reflection didn't ask for forgiveness. It didn't need to. It wasn't sorry, and neither am I. So let the world call it a monster. Let them name it villainy. Let them whisper in fear. They'll never know what it cost to become this. But I do, and I'd pay it again. Every time, every life, every breath. Because in the death of who I was, I found what I was meant to be. And that is something they will never be able to break. They thought they killed me, thought the fire would finish what their betrayals started. But they didn't understand. I was never meant to survive. I was meant to evolve. Not broken, not begging, not human anymore. Something else was born in that silence. Something colder, sharper, unforgiving. They took my soul. So I replaced it with steel. They tore my heart out. So I grew something darker in its place. They shattered me, and I let them. Because only through ruin can something pure rise. I burned. I broke. I became not a man, not a victim, a force, a presence that doesn't ask for understanding, a shadow that doesn't beg to be seen, a storm that doesn't wait for permission to strike. This world wanted something strong. It got something monstrous. It got me. They'll call it evil. They'll label it twisted. They'll cry out, "What have you become?" And I'll whisper the truth, exactly what you made me. This isn't madness. This isn't vengeance. This is justice, just not the kind that wears a white smile and speaks in soft words. This is balance. This is what happens when mercy is buried and resurrection comes with claws. I don't bleed for them anymore. I don't break for them. I don't love them. I study them. I learn them. I hunt them. Because to become what I am now, I had to kill what I used to be. And I did. With precision, with intention, with no remorse. I buried my old name, the name they used to spit on, step on, laugh at. That name no longer holds power here. From the ashes, a new one was born, not given, claimed, demon, not by blood, not by birth, but by choice, by necessity. Because when the world won't let you live as a man, you rise as a monster. I burned, I broke, I became, not to prove anything to them, but to prove it to myself, that I could survive, that I could endure, that I could transform, and I did, through agony, through silence, through every night I screamed without sound. Now I don't scream, I don't cry. I move through shadow, through memory, through every crack they left in me, and I use those cracks as weapons, blades of experience, daggers of truth, scars that no longer whisper weakness. They roar power. They should have finished me when they had the chance, when my hands still trembled, when my voice still begged, when my heart still hoped. Because now, I don't hope. I don't ask. I don't kneel. Now I take. Now I answer. Now I hunt. The world will learn that demons are not born in hell. They are made here, among glees, among betrayals, among the ruins of people who thought they'd never be held accountable. Let them run. Let them hide. Let them pray. I'm not the God they wanted. I'm the reckoning they deserve. I burned. I broke. I became. And what I became cannot be undone. Let them hate. Let them fear. Let them tremble at the sound of the name they buried. Because now I wear it like armor. The world made its choice. It chose betrayal over loyalty, mockery over mercy, violence over virtue. And now it will face the consequences of its own creation. I am not their savior. I'm their answer, their end, their reckoning. They wanted something to fear? Then let them fear me. Not the shell they shattered, not the soul they tried to erase, but what rose after. Let them whisper warnings in the dark. Let them preach repentance to a God that no longer listens. Because I listen, I remember, and I do not forgive. They'll say, I went too far, that I became the very thing I fought against. No, I became the only thing strong enough to win, to survive, to end what they started. I turned my pain into power, my silence into command, my scars into scripture, and I will write my vengeance across their skies in fire and thunder and finality. I am not a mistake. I am the mirror, the reflection of everything they tried to hide. They clothed their cruelty in civilization, their brutality in righteousness, their cowardice in peace. But peace never saved anyone. It only delayed the war. I am that war. You begged for mercy from the very demon you forged. Now, watch what that mercy becomes when it stops pretending to be kind. I do not strike in anger. I strike in truth. I do not destroy for pleasure. I destroy for balance. This is not revenge. This is correction. This is balance tipping back into place. Let them hate. Let them fear. Let them understand. I did not come for their forgiveness. I did not come to explain. I came to end the lie, that they could do what they did and walk away clean. You see, I was never the villain. They just needed me to be one, because the truth hurts more than the blade. The truth is, they built me. Every word, every scar, every silence. They lit the match. Now they'll watch the wildfire they swore would never spread. I don't wear a crown. I wear the weight of everything they tried to bury. I don't carry a flag. I carry the names of every soul they silenced. I am not their redemption. I am their reminder that the broken do not vanish. They rise, and when they rise, they do not come back soft. They come back sharpened. So let them hate, let them fear, let them fall, because the age of mercy is over. The age of silence is over. Now comes the reckoning, and I am the reckoning. No more chains, no more gods, no more guilt. I have severed every tie that once held me back, cut every leash they wrapped around my throat, buried every name they used to define me. There is nothing left to hold me. No weight, no shame, no past, only will. They tried to bind me with love, tried to cage me with memory, tried to shame me with their broken ideals. But I burned it all. The name, the blood, the hope, gone. I don't need it. I don't miss it. I don't want it, because freedom isn't given, it's taken. In the ashes of everything you once thought you needed, they taught me to kneel, to be polite, to obey, to say yes when my soul screamed no, to stay silent while they carved my dignity away in pieces. But I am not that person anymore. That child is dead. That servant is buried. That believer is gone. I owe no one my silence. I owe no one my loyalty. I owe no one me. No more chains. No more gods. No more guilt. Let the past weep. Let the heavens turn their face. Let the graves whisper their warnings. I don't listen to ghosts anymore. I don't pray to things that let me suffer. I don't beg for forgiveness I never owed. I am not theirs, not yours, not anyone's. My name, it was theirs. Now it's nothing, just a sound I've left behind. My home, it was a cage. I set fire to every memory they thought would hold me. My faith, it cracked when I needed it most. And in that silence, I learned that gods fall like men, and men fall like dust. But I do not fall, not anymore. I don't want redemption. I don't want acceptance. I don't want peace. I want truth. I want command. I want to never bow again. And I won't. Not to kings. Not to gods. Not to fear. This world told me what I could be. I chose what I will be. This world demanded obedience. I answered with defiance. This world handed me a crown of thorns. I melted it into a blade. Let them see now, not who I was, but what I've become. You still waiting for permission? Still hoping they'll understand you? Still begging to be seen? Look at yourself. Look at the scars. Do you see weakness? Or do you see proof that you survived? Then stop apologizing for it. Stop bleeding for people who drink your pain. Stop bowing to ghosts that never answered your cries. You have two choices now. Rise or kneel. That's it. You either walk through fire like I did, or you stay caged in the ashes they gave you. But don't say you weren't warned, because I burned my chains, and I never looked back. No more chains, no more gods, no more guilt. Only me, only power, only freedom. And now, I decide what breaks. They feared this moment, long before I ever arrived, long before I ever rose. They whispered of shadows in their victories. They celebrated too soon, drank too deep, laughed too loud. But somewhere deep inside, they knew I would come back. Stronger, sharper, silent. And now, I am not a memory. I am not a myth. I am not a warning. I am the ending they feared. The story doesn't end the way they told it. The villain doesn't fall. The hero doesn't win. The crowd doesn't cheer. Not this time. Not in my version. Because I didn't survive to play their game. I survived to end it. I've been through their fire. I've walked through their storms. I've tasted every betrayal, every scar, every lie. They wrapped in gold, and I came out of it not broken, but awake, eyes open, heart frozen, purpose locked in. They thought they could kill me with silence, but I became louder than thunder. They thought they could bury me with shame, but I became the quake beneath their kingdoms. They thought they could erase me, but I became the hand that writes the final chapter. I don't need applause. I don't need their mercy. I don't even need them to watch, because this is not for them. This is for me, for every version of myself they tried to drown, for every cry they ignored, for every time I begged. and no one listened. I don't speak for pity, I speak for conquest. I don't scream for help, I speak to declare. You feel that? That stillness before it all comes crashing down? That's not peace. That's the breath of something inevitable. Me. Because I don't bring var. I am the war. I don't come to destroy their world. I come to replace it. They had their time, their empires, their lies. Now it's mine, not just to take, but to own, to rule, to erase. I am the consequence they laughed at, the shadow they dismissed, the echo they swore would never return. I am the price of their cruelty, the manifestation of their sins, the mirror they were too afraid to face. I am not their nightmare. I am their result. Let them scream. Let them run. Let them beg. It will change nothing. The reckoning doesn't hesitate. The ending doesn't stall. The silence before the collapse is sacred because it's the last sound they'll ever hear. And when it's done, when there's nothing left but echoes and dust, they'll remember what I said. They'll remember who I became. They'll remember the moment I stepped forward and the world stepped back. They'll remember the demon, not the broken man, not the lost boy, not the fool who believed, but the force they forged in fire, the weapon they sharpened with betrayal. I became the demon you deserved, and I've come to collect. Tell them I was merciful once. Tell them there was a moment, brief, fragile, when I still believed they could change, that I held back, that I gave them time, that I waited. But mercy, like all things in this world, was taken for granted. And I was not built to be wasted. Let this be known. Carve it into the bones of history. Tattoo it across the ruins they now call justice. I did not become this out of greed or rage or madness. I became this because no one else would, because the world kept choosing monsters in masks, and I simply stopped wearing one. This wasn't revenge. This was correction. This was balance. This was everything they refused to face. Staring back, unflinching, unafraid, they made me the executioner, and I accepted the role with silence, with precision, with peace, because someone had to hold the line. Someone had to end the rot, and that someone was never going to be kind. So when they speak of me, let them whisper, let them shiver, let them lie to themselves, if it helps them sleep. But somewhere, deep down, they'll know exactly why it happened, exactly what they did, and exactly who made them pay. This world created me, and now it remembers me, not as a myth, not as a man, but as consequence. So cry if you must, pray if it soothes you, run if it fools you. But know this, when the silence comes again, when the air grows cold, when the shadows stretch just a bit too far, don't ask for help. Don't plead for mercy, because when you cry for mercy next time, remember, mercy died with me.